Jana Vallabha Giridharidhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharidhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Ajnanatimirandasya Garanjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpataru Vyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyayavacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I'd like to thank all of you for inviting me here and allowing me to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam. Today's theme is friendship. How many of you would like to have a rich, influential, handsome, wealthy, powerful friend? We all would like to have. How many would like to be such a friend to someone else? It took some time before. So, why is it that in the world of Facebook, Instagram, there is so much of instant communication, people still have such difficulty in making friends? Any thoughts on that?
It's all virtual.
Sorry?
It's all virtual.
It's all virtual. I saw a illustration where the grave is dug, the coffin is kept next to it, the priest is ready, And the widow who lost her husband is saying that, surprising, nobody came. He had more than 67 friends on Facebook. So many friends. So Prabhu is saying it's all a virtual world. What else?
Also, we are more interested in knowing about other people around, on the Facebook rather than caring and knowing each other actually.
Okay? We are more interested in those kind of things. Any other reason?
No real association.
No real association. Then somebody might say, what exactly is real association then?
Someone personally know each other rather than knowing through the social media.
Okay. Prabhu is saying that we should know each other personally, more intimately. Any other thoughts? Yes.
You don't have to invest anything, it's just superficial. So you're not investing any emotional or
You're not investing in this kind of friendships. Very true. Very true. Yes.
it's just a count of competition. I have 1,000 friends, how many you have? That kind of
Oh.
thing. It's just to increase the numbers. It's not that real friends have that.
Yeah, there is just some kind of a competition. There is not much of substance in it. It just you have so many, and I also will try to have more. And then I have defeated you. I have more friends. Any last thoughts? Yes.
I think friendship is more about being present in the other person's life, like physically, emotionally, like all the words that people were saying, investment, real association. So I just thought of the word presence, being present.
Good. Quite good thoughts. So, I would like to invite you to delve into the Srimad Bhagavatam chapter 80 and 81 for those who are interested in knowing what theme our today's discussion is based on. Parikshit Maharaj, as we read in the Bhagavatam, is an attentive listener. He is attentively listening. In chapter 79, Lord Balramji's travels throughout so many holy places is being described. And Parikshit Maharaj says, Maharaj, I would like to know more about Krishna's pastimes. Would you like to say something? And he says that I feel throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, you can see Parikshit Maharaj was such a qualified student. He says that sometimes people take to the process of Krishna Bhakti. They may come to a program, they may start reading books, they may attend a festival, and then their enthusiasm tapers off. They might not be serious. And he gives two factors which could be responsible. He says that one has to be Visheshagya. Here Vishesh word Prabhupada translates, also our acharyas have given. What is the essence of anything? So, attendance in Srimad Bhagavatam classes, going to the Sunday feast, and of course, reading Prabhupada's books. It is certain to make you a bit wise, understanding what is the essence and what is the detail, what is the product and what is the wrapper. Secondly, he says, Visheshagya, and Vishanna karma marganai, that those who, now this is something like a qualification. How do we become Vishanna karma marganai, that is away from sense gratification. I should honestly confess, I never heard the word sense gratification until I came into Prabhupada's books. Anybody here heard it before? It's part of our ISKCON lingo, isn't it? Transcendental. We call anything, oh, she's transcendental. Or he's so transcendental. Similarly, sense gratification. The senses need gratification, but should we give them? And what's the real sense gratification then? In one class, Prabhupada actually says, we are not after sense gratification, we are not against sense gratification. I was surprised. I thought we are against it. He said, no, we are for proper sense gratification. What does it mean? Just like after the class, we have nice prasad. And if there is a nice piece of cake, and if the hand says, I'm not going to give to the stomach, I'm going to keep it myself. What happens? Hand gets sticky, the stomach doesn't get that food, and your body starves. So what is the way in which the hand can get the energy of this piece of cake? What is it supposed to do? What do you mean eat it? Huh?
Give to the stomach.
Give it to the mouth. Does the mouth keep the cake?
No.
What does it do? Pushes it down. To which part of the body?
Stomach.
Does the stomach keep the cake?
No.
Then what does it do?
Processing.
It supplies.
What does it do?
Processing.
She's very surprised. Maybe for the first time she's thinking, oh really? That's what happens? Like at night when we rest, what are our hands doing? Nothing. What are the legs doing? Nothing. But does the stomach take a break or a day off? The stomach keeps on processing whatever you have given. Sometimes it complains, too much work. You may say today was Radhashtami, today was Janmashtami, or hey man, easy, easy. You're not that young anymore. I mean, you eat sweets, but not this much. Sometimes now I'm 54, a little bit diabetic, little more diabetic actually. But still I'm happy when the doctor says borderline. And I keep on saying every day, Prabhu, I'm borderline. I suspect I may not be that borderline or whatever. So I learned from someone that now is the age to eat sweets with your eyes. So somebody says, Prabhu, one more laddu, just take one more laddu. I said, where were you when I joined the movement 30 years ago? That time I could have finished off your entire stock in your home. You know that? But anyway, time takes its toll. So the stomach works hard. Harder than anything else. In our ancient Indian folklore, Niti Shastra, stories, but stories give a lot of wisdom. It is said that the senses went on strike. Imagine. Hand, legs, eyes, nose, ears, they all went on strike. Why should we feed this idle stomach? We don't see it working at all. So because they went on strike, they didn't feed the stomach. After some time, the whole body began to feel completely emaciated, no energy. And the stomach said, you fools, you think that I am selfish, I eat everything. What do I do with that? I give it back. I don't keep it that with myself.
Okay.
So, another example given in the Srimad Bhagavatam is when you water the root of a tree, each and every limb of the tree gets nourishment, isn't it? And the root is not sometimes visible, or many times not visible at all. So therefore, when our acharyas say, chant Hare Krishna, which means you are asking Krishna for service. Right now, a nice bhoga is being offered to Krishna. The word bhoga means fit for Krishna's enjoyment. So Raj Bhog means a royal feast meant for Krishna's enjoyment. But what does Krishna do with that bhoga which you offer? Is Krishna hungry? Not really. Krishna has Mother Yashoda who can feed him. He has millions of pure devotees, much better than you and me. So actually Krishna accepts it just because we offer it with love. And then he gives the whole thing back. And then when we enjoy that, that is proper sense gratification. So the senses need gratification. Please don't be under the impression that Krishna Bhakti means you just have to starve your senses. There is no point in starving them. They need proper engagement. So, we began the discussion on Parikshit Maharaj asking Shukdev Goswami, and he says that those who are not Visheshagya, those who cannot understand the substance and the detail, and those who cannot give up selfish sense gratification, that's the proper word. That's like a foolish hand keeping the pizza or the cake for itself. And because Parikshit Maharaj has asked him to tell us something more, Shukdev Goswami says, there was a certain friend of Krishna, Kaschid Sakhaya Krishnasya, one friend of Krishna. But somehow he was very poor. His name was Sudama, and thin body. I was surprised to hear that the description is so graphic. The veins on his hand and legs were visible. He was that poor. And again his wife would say, Lakshmi Pati, Krishna was your childhood friend. Why don't you go and meet him? And he would say, no, it doesn't look nice that I go to him and beg for money. Sometimes people feel that if you're poor, just ask Krishna for money. Or Krishna Bhakti means you come here for making more money. Please try to understand, just like a mother always looks at all her children equally, Krishna also looks at all his part and parcels equally. And like a kind father would like to share all the wealth with them. Krishna has unlimited wealth. So there should not be any poverty at all anywhere. But still we see so much of poverty and politicians making a big hue and cry out of it. Oh, there is so much inequality of income. That is because of many other reasons. One of the first time I read this thing in Prabhupada's lectures, that a mother has 4 children. One of them has a big upset stomach. So she says, these gulab jamuns are for you, not for you. Now somebody might say, why is the mother cruel? Why is she partial? She says, you don't understand. On such a upset stomach, if I give him gulab jamun, what will happen? Now we know what will happen if you eat gulab jamun on an upset stomach. It will be more upset. See, he knows, he's intelligent. So Krishna doesn't have any problem with Lakshmi. No wealth shortage. In fact, most of you, or almost all of you, come from Indian heritage. So we all have done Lakshmi Pujan one day or other in a year. What does Lakshmi do? She stands on a lotus flower. And from her hand, what happens?
Gold coins.
Pure State Bank of India certified gold coins. And then we see those gold coins. We feel, hey, why not a few in my direction here? Let's toss a few here. And then we read Brahma Samhita. Lord Brahma says, wait a minute, Krishna doesn't have just one Lakshmi. Millions of Lakshmis are serving him. You say, really? I thought only one is enough. Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrahma Sevyamanam. So certainly Krishna doesn't have any shortage. But one day he said that maybe I should go. So he asked his wife that, hey Kalyani, I would like to go, but then shouldn't we give some gift? She's worried. What can you give as a gift? So she gets 4 palmfuls of flat rice. Kacha poha. Flat rice. All different varieties practically. Not even from the same shop. And he says, okay. So he goes. Then he has a big worry. Will I be even allowed to enter Krishna's palace? So somehow he goes. There's a Padma Purana reference. He passes through 3 main gates, army, soldiers, and somehow he finds himself directly in front of Rukmini's palace, just by Krishna's arrangement. Because how many queens Krishna has? 16,108. If you put in your GPS Krishna's palace, it will get confused. It will say, which one? There are so many of them. But here Krishna sees him, runs from his throne, catches his hand, brings him, embraces him. Oh, Sudama, how many years that we haven't met. Puts him on the throne, arranges for a foot bathing ceremony. Krishna personally bathes the lotus feet of Sudama, takes that water, reverentially puts it on his mouth, on his head, sprinkles it on the family members, and all the servants there are, who's he? I don't know. Who's he? He's looking so poor. And why is Krishna doing this to him? Krishna then arranges for a nice offering of so many scented articles, Chandan, Guru, and he says, dear friend, do you remember those days? Especially that one night. It was afternoon that we left to get firewood. We got lost. We lost our way back home. It was winter time, so there was no worry about or fear of any cyclone coming. But suddenly the sky was overcast with clouds. Torrential rainfall, thunderbolts, lightning. We were so afraid. We took shelter under a tree and we had to keep the firewood dry. So all night we practically tried to keep the firewood dry. We were shivering with cold. And the next morning, our guru decided to find out. He was very worried. Why didn't they come for the whole night? And when they found us, our guru praised us. My dear boys, Everybody is interested in protecting their own bodies. But you have done such selfless service. I bless you that all the Vedic mantras that you have studied in the Gurukul, you will understand the meaning of them perfectly. These mantras will come to your rescue. This knowledge will come to your help whenever you need it. See, this is very important. It is not sufficient just to learn a mantra or something by heart. One should also know the meaning behind it. And there is only one exception, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Even if you don't know the meaning, even if you don't know what it means, if you chant, you get the benefit. There is one instance when in the Mahabharata, Karna, he went to Parshuram and he lied to him that I belong to a Brahmana family and you are such a worthy Brahmana. Would you teach me some secret weapons and their mantras? And he said, all right. Parshuram found Karna to be a very exceptional student. They became very close. So much so that one day Parshuram was lying down with his head in Karna's lap. They were so close. And then something strange happened. An insect came and started eating into Karna's flesh. Now he was very concerned that my spiritual master should not get disturbed. But oh, it was so painful. And it started eating into the flesh. It made a hole. Blood started coming out. But he didn't flinch even one bit. Finally, that blood touched the skin of Parshuram, and the smell of blood and that touch woke him up. And he said, who are you? You cannot be a Brahmana. He says, tell me the truth. He said, yes, I am not a Brahmana. Why did you lie to me then? He gave some reason. He said, I am not satisfied. All that you have learned from me, this knowledge will leave you when you need it the most. And that's what happened when he was fighting with Arjuna. So, there are also instances where the student getting knowledge from the Guru suddenly decides to become bigger than the Guru. Like one sadhu was sitting in meditation in the forest and a small mouse came. So he looked at the mouse and said, he could understand, why are you so worried? The cat chases me. Oh, really? So he says, please help me. This is what to do. What should I do? He says, can you make me a cat? It's all right. So he just raised his arm and he became a cat. Meow. And he went here and there. After some time, again came back. Now what? The dog is chasing me. So what do I do? Okay. You want to become a dog? Dog. The dog went for a few hours. And then he came and said, the tiger is chasing me. I'm afraid of the tiger. So he said, should I make you a tiger? He said, yeah, then I can be rest assured that I'll be not afraid of anyone. So he made him into a tiger. And now the tiger was there. He says, all right, go ahead. Go to the forest. Enjoy your life of security. He says, I want to eat you. He says, oh, hello, who were you a few hours ago? And now suddenly you have these powers, you turn on me, and before the tiger growling would try to jump on the guru, again become a mouse. And again. So we have to be careful. We cannot use the powers given by the spiritual master. Here the tiger means showing your pride. Sometimes people don't even acknowledge that they had a guru. I don't think I ever needed a guru. I just got some help from 2 or 3 points in this book helped me. Otherwise, mostly I was quite knowledgeable, right, from my childhood. This is pride, can be dangerous. So Sudama said, yes, I remember that. I really relished those memories. And quite some time passed. Sudama, I see that you have properly accepted. It is said that after Brahmacharya ashram, you graduate into the Grihastha ashram. Grihastha is an ashram. Just married people are called Grihamedhis. That's not a qualification. But being Grihastha in the ashram, and what does ashrama mean? It has shrama. There is endeavor. Whatever it is, the family comes together. If there are deities, they all cooperate in deity worship. You sing together. Normally it is said that I've seen in most Grihastha families there is some kind of training given to the kids, which is very good. What are the rules and regulations for deity worship at home? There is only one rule. There are no strict rules. Why? Because your home worship should be connected to some place where Prabhupada's standard deity worship takes place. 6 aartis, 6 offerings. So your home worship becomes a microcosm, a subset of that. If your heart is connected to some place, say Radha Govindji in Brooklyn, Radha Murlidhar, where there is Radha Shyam Sundar, so many places where regular deity worship takes place. So that mood you want to institute at home, and therefore you have, sometimes the situation is so difficult, you just have pictures. But hey, there are 8 kinds of deities. Picture is one of them. So there is no, your physical condition, your obstacle at all. So you must have accepted some ashram. He said yes. So my Bhabiji has not given anything as a gift. And Sudama, he tried to hide a small bag. And Krishna says, no, there must be something. And he snatched it from his hand. He said, no, no, no. He looked at Krishna's palace, his opulence. He's really feeling embarrassed that how can you take that? Krishna forcibly opened it. Oh, lovely. He took one palmful and ate it. He says, I've never tasted something more delicious than this. Now, is it true? Can you and me just take kacha po and say, I've never tasted anything delicious than that? Who is Krishna fooling? Krishna is not fooling anyone. This is Krishna's humility. This is his state of the heart. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti uparitam ashnami prayatatmana. This verse comes in the Bhagavad Gita, it comes in Bhagavatam also. Same words. Patram means a leaf. Pushpam, flower. Phalam, fruit. Jalam, water. Or toyam. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. Yo me bhaktya. There has to be some devotion. You can't tell Krishna, eat. No. Or you can't tell like Duryodhan. Look at the variety here. Isn't it nice, dainty, nice, sumptuous food? Duryodhana did that. When Krishna came to negotiate, Duryodhana came to know, so he just googled Krishna. And they said, Krishna, now what does he do? What does he like? Oh, he likes to eat butter, yogurt, milk products, sweets. And he likes music, song, dance. Young girls especially, he likes to dance with them. So he got all the required accurate information from Google search. He also looked for Krishna's Wikipedia entry, and so many details came. So he put big shamiyanas, big pavilions. Somewhere music, somewhere song, dance, and food courts. And Krishna passed through one, second one, and his spies were telling him, he didn't go anywhere. He did not enter into any of those. So they were saying, why? But our entry was correct. Again, check on the internet. Why didn't go? So they were surprised. Duryodhan was being angry with his advisors. You fools, he didn't go anywhere. It's all wrong. He did go to Vidura. At Vidura's place, such a simple household, Vidurani, Vidura's wife, she got so overwhelmed. Oh, Krishna has come. She peeled a banana. She's looking at Krishna. Her eyes are completely teary-eyed. She's so happy. There is so much of ecstasy. She takes the banana fruit aside, shows Krishna the skin. And Krishna also takes the skin and starts eating it. Now, we all say, I have loved. But can you ever see people in love so much that they eat banana skins? Not possible, right? The moment we put the skin in the mouth, we'll become alert as to where we are. But Krishna can eat that also. In fact, our acharyas say, leaves like tulsi we eat, fruits we eat, flowers we don't eat, right? But Krishna is using the word ashnami. If a devotee offers it with love, sometimes I eat this flower also. Just seeing the potency of the devotee's devotion. So he took one more palmful, and Rukmini, who was fanning Sudama, she came and said, enough. Now this enough has two meanings. One enough is that Krishna, and Krishna understood because he is Antaryami. He says by eating one palmful from his cloth bag, you have already given him more wealth than even the demigods can imagine. And if you take one more palmful, I will have to personally go as a maidservant at his home. At least let me do that. And when she looked at the attendants, that enough was meant to make them understand, this is hard for my Lord's digestion. He's not accustomed to eat such hard stuff. They also understood, yes. Sudama passed the night very nicely. Next day morning he said, Dwarkadish, I should leave now. He said, leaving? Please come back. He said, yes, I will. Same route he came out. Main city, the main highway, then the forest path. And he was thinking, funny, he didn't give me anything. He didn't even ask me. Maybe it was good for me that I didn't ask, he didn't give. Wealth sometimes makes you proud. Yeah. As he was thinking like that, he passed through so many villages, came to his own familiar territory, just one forest, simple road, take a left turn, and then there is Sudama's village. So he took the left turn. Where's my village? What What happened? There were palaces, gardens, orchards, fountains, people milling around dressed in clothes which I had never seen. And suddenly so many attendants. And then a lady comes to him and says, "My dear husband, you don't recognize me?" He says, "Who are you?" She says, "I'm your wife." Sudama was kept in that same condition so that she could recognize him. That's how Krishna arranged everything. Now that Sudama was recognized, suddenly he found his body also transformed. And Sudama was thinking, my God, this is how he does. This is how Krishna behaves. Our acharyas say that by giving Sudama so much of opulence, Krishna didn't show something big or some big efforts were taken. Why did Krishna change Sudama's body, opulence, his mansion, everything at night? Krishna was thinking, he gave everything what he had. In fact, he didn't have those poa, that flat rice. He had to beg, and he gave me everything. I am not giving me everything. I'm actually ashamed. I cannot do this thing in daytime. I will stealthily go in night, do whatever I can, and being embarrassed, I'll come back at night. Sudama passed his days in the exact same pure devotional state of mind. That opulence did not hurt him. Sometimes opulence can make a person proud. In my dadi, my grandma, she used to tell me a story of a brother and sister. The brother suddenly becomes very rich. The sister, her husband falls into bad days. They practically don't have any money. The Upanayan Samskar of the brother's son was celebrated in a very big way. And people are telling the sister, "You also go, it's your brother's ceremony. Surely he won't say anything." The husband says, "No, we are not invited, I won't go." So she's in two minds. Finally the thought wins that, after all, he's my brother. So she goes with her 5 children. The brother looks at her clothes, looks at her kids, and in front of everybody says, "How dare you come? Look at your clothes and look at your appearance and look at the people I have invited. Aren't you ashamed?" Head lowered, completely embarrassed, she comes back. In about 4 to 5 years, suddenly the wheels of fortune change. Her husband becomes very opulent. And now and then her brother keeps inviting her. And one day he personally comes and says, "Tomorrow you have to come." So she goes. Now she is dressed in the best of silken saris. She has all kinds of jewelry, necklace, bangles, amulets, everything. Her kids are also wearing silken garments. And when they are sitting on a sandalwood platform, even the thali is kept on a sandalwood platform. Gold and silver utensils are used to serve. So he says, "I'm so sorry. I behaved in a very wrong way a few years ago. Please forgive me, but today you eat properly. Honor the reception which I am giving." So she started slowly removing her bangles. So much so that in 5 minutes there was a heap of gold and silver, pearl, ruby necklaces around her thali. She started picking up laddus and putting on the gold ornaments. You eat. Taking jalebis, putting on the silver necklaces. you eat. So the brother said, please, what are you doing? He says, I don't understand. Why are you putting these eatables on the gold ornaments and saying eat? She's saying, dear brother, I am your same sister. Few years ago I came here and you even refused to acknowledge that there is any relationship between us. What made the difference today? You didn't invite your sister, you have invited the difference. These gold and silver and precious stones ornaments, this is the one difference that has caused you to invite me. So it is natural I am going to feed them who are the real guests here. So of course he is very embarrassed. He falls at her feet, tears in his eyes. And then she says, all right. And then she takes that meal. So Prabhupada once told his disciples that my father loved me so much, he practically spoiled me. And my spiritual master loved me so much. I got so much love. But in the years 1954, 53, 54 to 65, 66, Krishna severely tested me. The first test was he took away everything from me. And then I came to New York, again 1 year, no success. And then Krishna tested me twice. But the second test was by giving me so much opulence. So the first test was taking away everything. The second test was giving me everything. And he says, somehow I passed. So we'll spend 5 more minutes. I was requested to speak about the book marathon. The book scores were announced. I was surprised. Is there a Punjabi Bhagavatam? Is it published in Punjabi? Not yet. Because when I joined our Chopati ashram, there was a first Punjabi book came, Punjabi script, that means Shri Ishopanishad. And I think the Bhagavad Gita might have been ready, but I don't know about the Bhagavatam.
We have Bhagavad Gita Punjabi.
Yes, but not Bhagavatam, right? Yeah. So, why do we have this celebration of the December month, which we call Prabhupada Marathon, all over the world, or the December Marathon here in the West? Just to give you a small inkling about Prabhupada's daily lifestyle, Prabhupada would take rest around 9:30, 9:45, depending upon a particular situation. What time he would wake up? Anybody knows?
11:30.
Huh?
1 o'clock.
11:30.
Really? 9:30 and 11:30 immediately? No, not 11:30, but about 1 o'clock. 12:45, 12:50, 1 o'clock he would get up. Without any alarm, just on his own. Freshen up a little bit and start dictating Srimad Bhagavatam purports. This would go on till about 3:45, 4 o'clock. Take a shower, come for Mangalarti. After Mangalarti, put on his walking shoes, go for a morning walk. He would time the morning walk in such a way that he would come back for Shringa Darshan. Would sit on the Vyasasana and take Guru Puja. Give a small class. Go back to his office. And the daily routine of letters, correspondence, reporters, professors, disciples coming with problems, with prospects, with so much of ISKCON management. Then you take a noon bath with massage first. Then prasad, little bit of afternoon rest. Again a whole 3-4 hours of meeting people. The first time I read Prabhupada's daily schedule, I was thinking, how can a sadhu be busy for 21 hours a day? I don't think even some of the biggest CEOs are busy 21 hours a day. Sometimes in India we feel sadhus, like many of our devotees, especially full-time residents of the monk ashram, their parents call them and they say, why can't you come on this day? I'm busy. Busy? Busy with what? Like the only question my mom asks me is, hey, do you have any day where there is nothing to do? I say, I'm trying. I'm really trying that a day would dawn when after Mangalarti and Japa, there is simply nothing to do. But I said, for the last 30 years, that day has not come yet. And I look at my lifestyle and I say, I'm nobody, I'm not even a proper contributing person, but still I have so many things to do. So Prabhupada, his books, they kind of, this is not just salesmanship, it is not just we are selling literature. Please. The Bhagavad Gita or the Bhagavatam purports, they are, in Prabhupada's language, my private ecstasies. This is my relationship with Krishna. So there are so many stories of people getting books, the books not getting read, they're just on somebody's bookshelf or whatever. But then the books act in such a way that when the intended recipient comes, suddenly the knowledge jumps at them. Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj, he also said that, I wish we could make some books. And Prabhupada took it from his Guru that he likes books. Now, of course, in today's day and age where not many people read, like in New York, we show this to somebody and they say, what's that? And one devotee gave me a funny answer. He said, from where I come, this is called book. And we open it and we read. Really? Yeah. So, in Washington Square, we tell people, we have a sign saying free books, yoga, meditation. So New Yorkers are very intelligent, of course. So many times they say, free? I say, yeah, free as in free. We have 3 books which are actually free. You can take 1 copy. And others are a set. And if you ask for a donation. So they say, donation? How much? And our answer is, people give 5, 7, 10. You can give whatever you want, but please keep it under $1 million. And that makes them very happy. Oh, you felt I could give $1 million? So yeah, just keep under $1 million because my card here, it cannot process anything more than $1 million. Ah, very nice. But actually, this knowledge is priceless. And Prabhupada always cautioned, these books are not just for distribution, they're for reading also. So you read whatever you like, you repeat to someone else, and then you find the joy. I was there when a Hispanic lady came and she knew English a little bit. She took a Bhagavad Gita and just behind us, Washington Square under a tree on a concrete bench, she was reading it aloud. And by the time we were distributing, in half an hour, she had read the first chapter translations only. Oh, that was so endearing and that was so satisfying. Prabhupada said, if somebody begins reading my books, they are guaranteed a human life. Because their process of, the first step has been taken. So as many as possible, though again I am telling you, I have been taking part in the marathon for the last more than 25, 28 years. And the understanding is that the numbers are not really important. It's the utsaha, it's the encouragement. So carry 3, 4, 5 books, whatever you can, small books. The train, in the transit, office, colleague, lift, wherever you can. Show people, tell them about it. There are various schemes in which some people just say, oh, I can't do that, but I'll sponsor. That also is good. So there are so many ways in which intelligent devotees have brought out this concept of, mind you, it is giving. There's a Japanese book distributor, that lady, she took a seminar for us. And she has the Japanese Krishna book. And I'll close with this. So she tells people in the Tokyo subway or whatever, this is not a book, this is a friend. And people say, really? And she introduces Krishna as a friend. Says, you talk to him, he will talk to you through this book. And that's exactly, Prabhupada's books refuse to move from a artificial shop floor or whatever, from the non-devotees cannot sell them. It happened that one book salesman, he was a star salesman for some publishing company. So he saw some distributors in Europe and he said, hey, hand me over some, I'll try. 1 hour he tried, no sales. So he said, I don't know what has happened. We know what has happened. These books, they lovingly go from the hands of Prabhupada followers very nicely. And we show our love to Prabhupada by doing that. So, wish you a very happy marathon. Read the books, distribute them, be loyal to Srila Prabhupada, and these books also will be like our friends. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much. Do we have time? It's 7:30 already. Question or a comment or a reflection?
I have one comment, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
The main theme of the talk was about friendship, and it was a very, very nice point that you brought out, that when they were collecting the firewood, they were holding hands with each other and collecting the firewood. So they kept the goal in their hands, but they kept the friendship in their hearts.
Very good.
That was a very nice. That was the value of friendship that they
Yes,
still did
yes.
not forget the mission. Thank you so much for wonderful.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, let us thank Shyamananda Prabhuji one more time. Loud Hari Bol.